So today there's $27 trillion parked at different banks around the world so they can make payments between each other. Our view is you can use a digital asset like XRP to do that in real time.
What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. Let's kick it off. Okay, first up, taking a look at on-demand liquidity, or ODL, which is the solution on RippleNet that leverages XRP as a bridge asset. So we know the need for cross-border payments is on the rise, with an estimated $156 trillion worth of cross-border payment flows in 2022 alone. And Ripple shared in the past that they're expanding their payment solution beyond financial institutions to now serve corporate customers like Nutrisource, Oceanus, Valency, and New Horizon. And these industry sectors include trade, agriculture, e-commerce, technology, and supply chain. So we already know the average fee for typical remittance payments sending money across borders is about 7%, or on average $14 to send $200. And so if DLT and blockchain technology is so great for payments and sending information, why aren't banks adopting it? It's because some of the world's largest banks like JP Morgan, HSBC, and Citibank oversee 80% of all cross-border transactions. And I just want to emphasize, as we can see, over $156 trillion worth of cross-border payment flows were in 2022 alone. So in the world of transaction banking and the correspondent banking network, all of these intermediaries and middlemen that send money just to get it across the globe to properly settle, they're essentially making money with fees in different transactions based on how slow and inefficient the current infrastructure is to use their rails and their correspondent banking partners. So when some of the world's largest banks are making billions of dollars in revenue per year, Ripple comes along, or other fintech players, to reduce the fees overall. This is a threat to the current system. We have a great point made by Galgatron in an older blog. First of all, the point of Ripple and on-demand liquidity is to free up the Nostro funds that are currently locked up and being used as just-in-case money. For other purposes, that's a large part of the savings Ripple can bring to banks. Turning all of that money into XRP instead to perform the same function of Nostro does not free it up. On-demand liquidity exists precisely for this reason, so that banks can source XRP when they need it without requiring them to hold it as a Nostro Vostro.
So today there's $27 trillion parked at different banks around the world so they can make payments between each other. Our view is you can use a digital asset like XRP to do that in real time.
So basically, the $27 trillion that is parked in pre-funded accounts across the globe, if XRP or ODL is successful in reducing that amount that is needed, that is still a huge win. But it doesn't mean that $27 trillion or all of the parked capital has to go into XRP, because that would defeat the entire purpose. The point of XRP is to source liquidity when you need it. So if they're able to even reduce the amount of parked capital that's required, that is a huge win, and that's a lot of capital to be released. And I really miss this old site where it used to highlight the XRP ledger payment volume, the trade volume across all pairs, and then across all exchanges. So regarding a success case to push price up in the future for smart contract platforms and other layer ones, whether it's Ethereum, HBAR, Casper, etc., we want computation on the network because that's a gas token. So similar to that for the XRP ledger, XRP, the native digital asset on top of the XRPL, is a payment token. So of course there's a very small burn rate just to protect from spam of the network. But what we want for XRP is to be traded. We want that volume to be very high and lots of XRP to be used in daily transactions. So I'm curious what that number would look like in terms of overall volume and transactions per day. Because the supply is finite, there are exchanges, investors, and funds that hold XRP. And in the future, if there's enough transaction volume and enough XRP being traded every single second, provided enough demand and sending enough value on a daily basis, this would lead to a supply shock. And in terms of overall demand, we know there's dozens of ODL corridors, but there's other use cases as well for tokenization, and even just creating a wallet on the XRP ledger, this requires a certain amount of XRP. So the concept is basically the more users there are, the better, and the more demand there is for XRP. There's custody solutions. We can talk about market making in the automated market maker, and DeFi, which would allow people to actually use their XRP to provide liquidity as well. And just like David Schwartz has said in the past, the higher the price XRP is, the more money it can send, thereby being more liquid. So if XRP, instead of being at 40 cents, is $1 or $5, it takes far less XRP to use to send larger amounts of money. And remember, the more valuable the tokens become, or in this case XRP for the XRP ledger, this makes the XRP ledger more secure, making it much harder to ever encounter a double spend scenario or a different type of hack or even a DDoS attack on the network. We have King Solomon today sharing this. Finastra completes the FedNow service certification. Global Pay Plus, their solution, and Total Messaging solution are both interesting. Finastra is ODL or on-demand liquidity enabled, and they can use XRP. Finastra Total Messaging can also leverage RippleNet. Ripple integrated into Pay Plus since 2015. And Finastra's entire marketplace and software is one of the biggest in the world, and last time I checked, they accounted for 47 of the world's top 50 banks. So just showing Finastra and Ripple's relationship as well, plugged right into RippleNet. We can see RippleNet Cloud right there. So we have the Finastra Ripple connectivity, and then you have the correspondent banks right there. And RippleNet via Fusion Total Messaging allows existing bank systems to route payments efficiently, leveraging instant settlement to transact in seconds instead of days. And King Solomon just pointing out that FedNow is domestic at first, obviously, just pointing out the potential connectivity aspects from Finastra services being integrated into FedNow. We also have PureSys Technology and RippleX. They've released a new version of the Ethereum virtual machine sidechain. So we have interoperability with any ERC20 token and IOU in both directions, and a new multi-party distributed and operable bridge with native XRP ledger support via XLS38D. So Panos just pointing out the XRPL EVM sidechain will change the game for the whole industry, and it will send the XRP ledger ecosystem where it belongs. Better adoption, new users, applications, innovations, activity. We also had Ripple the company expanding Canadian engineering activities with the University of Toronto with an XRP validator. So this is Canada's largest university, the third in the country to partner with Ripple's University Blockchain Research Initiative. So they have an XRPL Campus Ambassador program which aims to elevate the impact of college students by helping educate other students about crypto and how to start building on the XRP ledger. So it's been less than 1 year since they started this engineering team in Toronto. They have 30 plus full-time members, and it looks like over the next 2 years, Ripple plans to grow the office to more than 70 employees. We also got confirmation that Colombia's central bank has partnered with Ripple to explore blockchain use cases. So they'll be conducting a pilot to test Ripple's technology for its high-values payment system. So similar to Pix in Brazil with the Brazilian central bank's payment system, super interesting. And Ripple said that its CBDC platform will be experimented and tested in a controlled environment without compromising public resources. And just remember, the CBDC platform is based upon the XRP ledger. And there's been a bigger focus with the Crypto Liquidity Hub and how crypto can enable e-commerce and merchant payments as well. And they're just emphasizing that the e-commerce space, it's definitely growing and the CAGR year over year is big, but there's a lot of inefficiencies that still exist, and there's a lot of things that crypto-enabled payments could help reduce. So saying processing fees can be reduced by as much as 70% with crypto-enabled payments, generating savings to be passed along to customers to undersell the competition or be retained by the business as added profit. And then the Monetary Authority of Singapore granting Ripple the company in principle approval of the Major Payments Institution license application. And this is going to allow Ripple's markets, APAC and the Asian Pacific, Ripple's Singapore arm of the global business, to offer regulated digital payment token products and services in the city-state. And fewer than 20 in-principle approvals and licenses have been granted to crypto companies by the Monetary Authority of Singapore. So I'm definitely interested in keeping tabs on other corridors, a variety of countries throughout Southeast Asia. Remember that TradingView, I believe Ripple has a 70% stake in this company, just like they own 100% of Medico for custody. Since partnering with TradingView, and I hope they scale this up a lot more, they've processed over $1 billion through XRP. And this is where it's pretty crazy. So you know how we're talking about 156 trillion in remittances and just cross-border payment flows? This figure is projected to surge to 250 trillion in the next 4 years, according to BCG. Up here it is, 40%, not 70% of the cross-border payment company stake, so for TradingView. And this article was put out last month. TradingView enabled ODL on all its payment corridors, totaling 25 payment corridors at the time. So this is a good partner to have for on-demand liquidity, with Ripple owning 40% of this company, and I believe they're based in Malaysia. So throughout Southeast Asia, they have over 800 partners, 46 million transactions, and over $11 billion in transaction volume. And it looks like a new corridor to Hong Kong as well. And there's a variety of offices and corridors. We can see Singapore, London, Jakarta, UAE. And don't forget about the Australian market bringing stablecoins with the help of Novati. So using the Australian dollar that's live on the XRP ledger. Crypto custody solutions with Medico, and then even considering the Liquidity Hub, the XRPL AMM, and even from a while back considering Africa with MFS Africa using on-demand liquidity. And Africa holds 70% of the world's $1 trillion mobile money value. And they have the largest mobile money footprint in Africa, partnering with Ripple, and we can see customers across 35 countries. Africa boasts a $2.7 trillion market opportunity. And this company expanding to use ODL or XRP connects to more than 400 million mobile wallets across 35 countries while operating upwards of 800 payment corridors. And overall, guys, there's just a lot happening across the board in different verticals. So for supply chain, for agriculture, commodities, and they're all partnering and using ODL. And a lot of these companies are basically transacting in India, the UAE, and the Middle East, Southeast Asia, Europe, Latin America, anything else I forgot. Basically, there's a global presence for on-demand liquidity, and it's growing. Okay, and stick around, guys, just a couple more minutes to finish up some important points. So we have Roth IRA, an absolute must-follow, talking about Valency International. They are an international commodity trading house in Singapore with a portfolio of agriculture, consumer goods, sulfur, fertilizers, steel, scrap, etc. And they are now using XRP via on-demand liquidity. So you can see about 38 markets below. You have NutriSource. I believe this is the company they listed in the Ripple report, so we can see redefining agriculture, helping marginal farmers across Africa and Southeast Asia. And X_Anderson, another must follow, just some great threads put together with Palau and the US dollar stablecoin on top of the XRP ledger, and just entertaining other corridors, talking about some of the most liquid foreign exchange market corridors in the world like Euro USD, which accounts for over 50% of all the trading volume worldwide in the foreign exchange market, about 3.5 trillion per day. You have Roth IRA highlighting another report of Brooks Entwistle, Ripple Senior VP, discussing Africa and the overall opportunity. And this was the African Blockchain Report of 2022. Ripple, the company, active in a pitch for XRP using on-demand liquidity. And this report was by CVVC in collaboration with Standard Bank. We have James Wallace of Central Bank Engagement for Ripple, just saying that CBDCs are coming. They're likely going to be implemented in pretty much every single country around the world. And James sits on OMFIF, the $43 trillion think tank for public policy, monetary policy, technology, payments, etc. Also, Roth IRA just highlighting in Q1 of this year, Ripple purchased Pantera's share of Bitstamp. So pretty interesting that Ripple is just on an acquisition spree as always, and Bitstamp is the #7 crypto exchange by daily volume according to CoinMarketCap. So was it a pure financial play? Was it a buy and hold? Are they going to be using it for ODL? Very curious. Also, Roth IRA highlighting a deck from October with Ripple integrator Fable, a pitch they made to banks for their cross-border payments platform. It mentions Ripple as a strategic partner along with Visa, MasterCard, and Western Union. So you can see the Fable cross-border payment platform, strategic partners, Ripple side by side with Visa, MasterCard, and Western Union. And remember, Ripple having a 40% stake with Tranglo, the payments company, and they're live with at least 25 payment corridors for ODL using XRP. Remember, Lulu Money right here in the UAE is also a Ripple partner, so it seems like they are partnering or working together. And Tranglo processes 80% of its payments in real time with Tranglo Connect. Tranglo Connect can make payments to over 30 countries. And currently, Lulu runs a proprietary Digit9 platform and API-first model for remittance as a service or payments that enables FIs to offer their services to other FIs and fintechs and has a network spanning 10 countries. So it looks like these two, both Ripple partners, are going to be working together. We have Monica Long, the president of Ripple, just emphasizing the recent news with Singapore as RippleNet grows into a platform with regulated crypto-enabled services like instant settlement and liquidity. Obtaining licenses in jurisdictions like Singapore is key. I'm especially excited for the potential for growth here. The Asian Pacific region is already a huge market for Ripple, with on-demand liquidity volumes flowing through Singapore growing 5 times year on year in 2022. And then one last thing, we have Thunes has partnered with D360 Saudi Arabia for business-to-business payments and remittances. And other than that, just keeping tabs on different RippleNet users like Thunes doing some expansion and partnerships throughout Europe, the US, and the entire Middle East. And then Thunes being a Ripple partner, shout out to Matthew Liony, is opening a Beijing office as well to accelerate China expansion. But alright guys, that's enough out of me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, let me know your thoughts down below, and I will catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you could hit the like button, let me know your thoughts down below, and my link tree is linked in the top of this YouTube video description, with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.